Okay. I know MacArthur scored, but it was on his own net. Do I need to worry about anything? No, I don't think I'm pulling out Excalibur today. Okay. Good, that's good. I don't trust you. And then, yes, please do. What a great goal. Dude. Crazy throwing waffles. Woo. Who are you? Optimus Prime. Leafs lose 5-2 to the Ottawa Senators, and that makes the game sound worse than it was. At Felix Potvin of the pension plan puppets, he put it best after the game. The Leafs lost a 1-goal game 5-2. 2 were empty netters. I'm going to talk about the game a bit, but I want to talk about a few really troublesome issues here. But hey, I'll try to make it fun. First and foremost, the Leafs are 10-6-1 now, meaning between the 6 and the 1, they've lost 7 games. In 5 of those 7 losses, the Leafs scored first. If anyone has an explanation for that, I'd love to hear it. But this first goal of the game, first goal of the season for Tyler Bozak was what a snipe. Just snipe it, ping, off the goalpost, and beautiful celly with Kessel. Looked like that celebration Kessel had with Phaneuf from earlier this season. And oh, believe me, I will get to Kessel later. But like I said, as is often the case when the Leafs score first, things fall apart. Chris Phillips on net just kind of goes meh. Scriven's not exactly in position when the puck comes loose to Gonchar, but he's kind of being bumped, and there was no Leaf defender in sight. Nick Foligno scores a goal on a partial breakaway because just breakaways on the penalty kill. It's more of the Leafs being Oprah. You get a breakaway on the power play, and you get a breakaway on the power play. Everyone in the audience is just like, Oprah's giving away weird things this year. And then third period against a divisional rival, you're down 1, you gotta come out just, Rrr. Come on boys, let's do this, let's go, let's get this. Come on, they played a game last night against Buffalo, they got stomped. They're tired from playing the night before, they had to travel in, we're well rested, this is the third period, let's get this. Well, that's what I had hoped the locker room conversation was like, because they certainly assume it wasn't, yeah, let's allow a Zach Smith goal on a 2-on-1 46 seconds into the period. Yeah, let's do it. No, that would be bad. And that's what happened. Lupul gets a nice giveaway from the Sens, just a few minutes left in the game, throws it in front, and yeah, it goes in. Leafs within 1. That's as close as you're getting. Nick Foligno gets an empty netter, and then Clark MacArthur just, kind of sort of scored on his own net. But they're down 2 with less than 40 seconds left. Are you really going to blame them? And a huge reason the Sens are doing a lot better than everyone expected them to so far this season, the guy who got credit for MacArthur's own goal, Milan Michalek. 11 goals, tied for second in the NHL. And all the Sens fans are going, wait, who's Danny Heatley again? Project Mayhem. You know what I'm talking about. Shh. So in the end, the Leafs lose 5-2, and here are the issues I want to discuss. Ben Scrivens and the goaltending in general, they've been such a huge hot topic over the past few games. This game, not really an issue for me. Wasn't fantastic, but he certainly wasn't bad or the reason they lost. Phil Kessel has been on the ice for all 5 of the Leafs' last 5 goals, 6 of their last 9, and 8 of their last 14. No one else can score! Oh, plus he scored the only shootout goal in the St. Louis shootout. And Kessel didn't factor into all those goals with an assist or a goal. But for the last little while, it's been, if Phil Kessel and his line aren't on the ice, you're just not going to score. And I'm just wondering how long Phil Kessel is expected to Greg Jennings this team. Streaking in, Kessel puts the team on his back though. Someone other than Kessel, Lupul, and whoever's fortunate enough to be their center this week needs to score. Grabowski and MacArthur haven't been able to generate much the past few games, but they have had decent seasons. Nikolai Kulemin still has just 6 points and is a -1. And for all the Bozak haters out there, Kulemin is getting outscored by Bozak with 8 points and a +3. Now maybe that's a bit hypocritical of me because I hate the plus-minus stat, but Kulemin's always up there. And I'm not about to suggest splitting up Kessel and Lupul. I'm not, but I said something like this last year, and I think it still applies. For huge chunks of last season, the Grabowski, MacArthur, Kulemin line was the only line scoring for the Leafs. And I said, hey, why not split them up? And everyone said, what are you, stupid? They're the only line scoring for the Leafs. Why would you split them up? Well, the Leafs are losing. If they're scoring but the team is losing consistently, I think you're not achieving your bigger goal there. So if you split them up, hey, you never know. You might spark some new lines, get some things going. And if you lose, well, that sucks, but you were losing anyway. Remember when Kulemin, Bozak, Kessel was a line? Remember Bozak came in, he was the super rookie? That line ruled. Well, they were split up for last year. The MacArthur, Kulemin, Grabowski line was formed, and they lit it up. I'm just saying maybe something's there. And that was the year Kulemin was either a rookie or a sophomore. I think he was a sophomore, where he just emerged into the league. And at the beginning of that year, much like the beginning of this year, Kulemin couldn't score a thing. But the one thing he always seemed to have going for him, and this was smart of Ron Wilson to pick it up, he was good defensively. So they threw him down to the third line. I can't remember who the center is, but it was Kulemin, and the other winger was Stempniak. I don't know why I remember this. And here's the thing, the team was still losing. Kulemin and Stempniak didn't really score a thing together, but they were playing consistent, Very solid defense. And then someone got hurt or traded. I don't know. That team was a mess. And Kuhlman got his chance on the top line. I don't know if it was new chemistry. I don't know if it was they lit a fire under him to, make him earn that top spot. But it worked. Maybe that's got to happen again. This is kind of going on longer than I wanted, but my thesis is this. Leafs are still 10-6-1. That's a great record. Considering how much better the Leafs are doing than A, last year, B, people expected, and C, a lot of the other teams in the Eastern Conference, they're fine. But these are the trends, and they're not good. And like I've already said, other players are going to have to step it up. It doesn't matter how good or bad Ben Scrivens or Jonas Gustafsson played. The Leafs haven't scored more than 2 goals for 4 games now. It's 5 goals in the last 4. And I don't think I'm being too hard. I don't think I'm being too unfair. I'm not trying to be a negative Nancy about this thing. We've identified a few problems. All they got to do is fix them. That's a hell of a lot easier said than done. One last thing I will remind you of. This game was on a Saturday, which is Hockey Night in Canada, and I worked my first Hockey Night in Canada chat. Well, I was just training. I was more just looking over Jordan's shoulder. But this upcoming Saturday, I'm going to be the guy in the chat. Please come and join me, won't you? cbcsports.ca. And you know how you can stay up to date? Follow me on Twitter, Facebook, Tumblr, all the other stuff I got, blah, 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 in the underbar, and I will keep you up to date. And one last final thing. This horrible disgrace of a barely even sort of whiskers. Movember. Donate to me. Pretty please. Good cause. See you next time. Hopefully about a win.